You're both among the most passionate national advocates for Jewish day schools. Can you tell us a little bit about your personal reasons for getting involved with the Jewish day school movement?
I started when I was 21. I knew nothing about Jewish day schools, absolutely nothing. My older son was 4 years old. My daughter was 2 years old, and I was pregnant with my son Joshua. And I never took a day off of work when I had Sarah. I was teaching at Brookline High School. I was a biology teacher. And it was across the street from me, and I nursed her. I'd be running back and forth and back and forth. I must have been out of my mind. So by the time that I was pregnant with Joshua, I said, it's enough already. And so I started calling around to nursery schools. The only school that would take him was the Young Israel on Green Street in Brookline. I'd get him there, whatever it was, 9:15, but school ended at 12. I was only allowed to bring him for the half day. So for me to go back, it took me half an hour each way, I started hanging around. It was the mums that I met hanging around. I never met such devoted people. What you saw was what you got. It wasn't a double life they were living, their Jewish life and their non-Jewish life. And I loved it. And I said, what do I have to do? I want this for my kids. And they told me I would have to put the children in a parochial school. Well, I thought parochial school was a Catholic school. That's what but they explained to me, no, it was a Jewish day school. And I cannot tell you, from that moment on, I understood the beauty of what a day school is all about.
So I have a bit of a different story. My family moved to Providence, Rhode Island in 1954. My father was a Jewish educator, and my mother was a very accomplished Hebrew teacher. She taught for 81 years until the age of 100. I got to the point of being, I guess, age 6, 7 in there, approaching 8 years old, and the whole question of what was going to happen to me in terms of schooling. And so I started in a synagogue religious school. And I wasn't learning a whole lot in the first 3 years. And so my parents powwowed, and my mother basically said, look, I'm going to teach him privately. So she devised this whole thing, and they sold me a whole bill of goods on this, that basically said, you know, actually between the hours you're going to do this and the hours you do on Sunday with the two of us, you know, your mom's going to do most of the teaching. It's actually going to end up being less than going to religious school. But oy vavoy, it was much more intensive. It was Monday through Thursday, 4 nights a week, 1 hour, for 3 years. But by the time I got to age 12, even my bar mitzvah, I was speaking Hebrew as a result of this experience, because she was my mother was an astoundingly strong teacher and very creative and very powerful. And I got mixed into a community Hebrew high school that had the graduates of the day schools there. Basically, I functioned better than they did in Hebrew language, and they functioned better than I did in text. And I began to take a liking to it and began to get interested in working in Jewish life. Through my involvement in Camp Ramah and through my studies at Columbia and the Jewish Theological Seminary, I decided for someone who wanted to make a contribution in Jewish education that being in a day school was really the place to go. The thing that I didn't expect to work out is that the second time that I walked into a day school, I was walking in as the new head of the school.